Hey guys, I've decided to make a separate video with a warm-up. This warm-up you can use to any kind of workout. I have 5 really good reasons why you need a proper warm-up. The first one, it prevents injuries. Now don't be careless about this one, it's the most important of them all. The second one, it improves your physical conditioning. The third, it gets you emotionally and physically ready for the workout. The fourth, it improves your overall well-being. And the fifth one, which is also quite important, it nurtures a beneficial habit. I shared a lot of details and a lot of information about positions, about the right and wrong, and why you have to do the right way, not the wrong way. So I hope you're going to enjoy the warm-up. So let's get started. We're going to start on the mat and on the floor. I think it's really important to start with your torso and your back. So, we are taking this position. Your hands are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. And we round our backs into cat-cow exercise. Inhale. Pull your scapula, shoulder blades together and your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale. Inhale. Start rounding your back with your tailbone. Tuck in, round, and stretch. Now this is a strength-focused exercise. And when you inhale in this position, this is a stretch-focused exercise. So it's really important that you do this while you feel that your back is warming up. Inhale. And exhale. And now we're rounding our torso. Make big, round circles. Keep your arms straight. Try to move your shoulders as well as your hips. Switch weight from one hand to the other. Now we change direction. Shoulder blades. Now don't try to fall into your shoulders like this. Try to do it with awareness, not too fast and not too slow because we are warming up. We need to get that blood flowing. Now this is the exercise where you over-tuck to know the difference when your pelvis is over-tucked and when it's neutrally tucked. So we are trying to tuck it as much as we can. We are not rounding our back. We're keeping our back straight, just the pelvis. And we exhale. And we bend our lower back. But try not to release your stomach. Your belly is engaged. Well, not too engaged, but it's not like hanging out there, okay? Now we tuck. And bend. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And now we neutrally tuck in. So to make this position correct, you have to start to work from the beginning. The beginning here, I think, is your hand placement. So when you're placing your hands on the floor, you open up your fingers. You have to feel that your fingers are wide open and that you're pushing your finger pillows into the floor. It will keep you more stable in your joints, especially if you're hyperflexed here. This will give you a greater balance and control. The next part, you're working with your fingers. You're trying to pull them here. Imagine that you're keeping your hands into sand or something like that, and you're trying to pull the sand underneath your fingers. So you're working with your fingers, but you're not lifting up your finger pillows here. They are sticked into the floor. Just the fingers a little bit here. Yes? Okay. Hands are shoulder wide. Next thing is really important, especially if you're hyperflexed, you have to work with your shoulders. So, full awareness here. When we are working with our shoulders, we are trying to understand which position is good and which position is bad. So, this is the bad position. Are your shoulders engaged correctly? You can look on your biceps, the biceps is here. If it's rotating inside, like this, inner rotation, so it means your shoulders are not engaged and you are falling into your shoulders. Usually this looks like that. To do it correctly, you have to rotate here with your shoulders, like here. And when you do this little tiny movement, you are completely engaging your shoulders and keeping the position strong. Especially if you're hyperflexed, you have to understand the difference between inner rotation and external rotation. So the biceps should go like externally rotate. Yes? So when you do this, you kind of feel, wow, my shoulders are holding me. So this is what you have to do in every position. Here in balances, in this position, in plank, also in downward dog position. This is the basic thing which you have to work with. And the next thing is to understand your lower back position. As I said before, you do not overtalk or you do not bend. You try to keep it neutral and engaged so your back is completely straight. So that's why I'm starting with the warm-up on the floor, because if you warm up correctly, you don't have to do many movements with your shoulders, like swing them all around. You can just do these things, few things correctly, and your shoulders will be ready to work. And now we flex our feet into an active position, lift our knees and pulse up and down. And we're trying to hold the position while we're doing all this. It's not easy if you're trying to hold your pelvis, hold your shoulders, the biceps, oh yeah, they should be rotating and everything, all that. So let's do it one more time. Check our position. It's good to go, and you're swinging. Keep your shoulders strong. So, what I'm trying to do, usually, I'm trying to train my brain to work as a scanner. So, when you do complicated positions, and this is a complicated position, you try to work like a scanner. Start from your palms up and all through your body to understand if you're doing everything correctly. And if you think you're doing something wrong, ask your coach, or look in the mirror, or film yourself and then check it in your video. So that is the way you learn. Don't do things just, oh, I think it's okay, I'm not sure, but I think it's okay. And still keep doing that. If you're not sure about some kind of position or movement, always find ways to check if you're doing them right. Now we're engaging everything that we should be engaging, and we're moving into a plank position. Tucking, and we swing forward and back. Now here I'm pushing my heels away so I can feel the stretch in my calf and in my ankle. So switching weight forward and back. Hold that position and breathe. Also, if you don't feel strong enough to do this for as long as I'm doing this now, you can always do a few repetitions, rest, and do some more after. So breathe in here. Good. Now, we're going into our child's pose. Stretch your arms in front. Open up your knees and go into your hips. And we swing from one side to the other. And now we're going to stretch. Switch sides. And back. Hands to your sides and roll up slowly. Okay, now we're going to round our head. If you don't feel comfortable rounding through your back, don't do it. Now we change direction. Good. Your chin is up and through. We go to one shoulder. Keep your back straight. And we switch to the other shoulder. Again. And to the other. And side to side. Good. And now we stretch. So when we are warming up, try not to stretch more than 30 seconds. 15 to 30 seconds when you're warming up, it's good. Now we switch. Make sure your shoulder is away from your ear. Don't pull it up. Leave it down. And we round. Now don't push too hard. First you tuck in your chin and then put your hands on softly. Good. Now your neck is ready and we're going to continue. Inhale, exhale. Now your yes, that's good job. Fingers are facing down. We're rounding our upper back so you can feel the stretch between your shoulder blades. And we take on one hand and with exhale we stretch. Inhale, exhale the other one. Good. Your tailbone is moving down, your back is straight, and now we're stretching our shoulders. So if you feel uncomfortable here, don't push yourself. You're going to stretch shoulders even more. Now this is just the first shoulder stretch part. So don't push yourself too hard if you don't feel comfortable. Good. And up. Now this is really important position also. You're not doing this. No, no, no. You are pushing your tailbone down, keeping your back straight, your core neutrally engaged. And when your hands are going up, you're trying to push your pinky finger into the floor, into the wall active work. It's not just I'm not chilling here. I'm really trying to control all the movements, the muscles, to keep that position correct. Release. Now we're going to work with our wrists a little bit. I like to stretch one by one. Okay, if you're in a hurry, you can do both. But I feel this is a little bit more safer. You can control. If you want to do deeper, if you feel you need the stretch, you can do it actively now, swinging forward and back. If it's too much, stay static. And we switch the other one. I also like to think in these positions, when you're focusing on your wrist, try not to forget about your tailbone. Tuck in and keep that back straight. Always. So after a while, you don't have to think about it, it will happen automatically. So, okay. And now we're moving on to our finger pillows. Now try to control the movement down. Don't throw your wrist. You're moving slowly up and with control down. I really love this exercise. I can feel how my hands are getting stronger. So if you want to make this a little bit more complicated, you can walk a little bit away from your knees. So weight goes more on your hands here. Super advanced as if you can do it in a plank position. Well, I can do it one by one. I cannot do both. So if you can, you're really strong. Okay. Now we open up. We stretch and back. And one more. Good. Now we put our palms into this position, and one by one we go on to our finger bones. Shake them out. We're rotating our biceps internally. Going down, open, sharp elbows, and we're rotating inside and pushing up. Internally, externally. Now try to keep your all fingers into the floor, more or less. And try to feel the work in your upper back. It's not just shoulders, it's also your upper back. So now we're going to switch direction. Your biceps are externally rotating. Now we are going down, pushing our elbows close to your sides, and rotating elbows, and back to our starting position. Remember to breathe and focus. Good. We put our fist into our palm, and we rotate externally, internally into the joint. of sport where you don't need to use your hands or wrists, you can skip this part. But in pole dancing, it's really important to get your wrists and shoulders ready, especially shoulders, because that is the part which you can injure quite easily. And again, we are shaking them out. My shoulders are feeling quite warm already, and I didn't move much, but this made me almost sweat. So, okay, our shoulders are ready. We take our position and we exhale and we go into our downward dog position. Your legs are hip wide, your hands are shoulder wide. Pushing our shoulder blades together, shoulders away from your ears and tucking in your pelvis. So your lower back rounds a little bit. And we walk here a little bit. Remember to breathe. And we're going to work a little bit more actively. So we're going to our plank and then into our downward dog. It's really important to get your back ready as well. So we're going to walk through a few more plank positions to get ready your torso